What's up guys, my name is Captain Clint. Welcome to the channel, thanks for watching this video. We are going to be preparing for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. To be completely transparent, this is not Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 footage. This is X-Plane footage. I do not currently have permission to use Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 to stream on YouTube, but on August 18th I will be transcribing these videos to official Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 visuals. But everything that we go over in X-Plane will be 100% the same in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. The only difference may be that buttons are in different places and graphics are way better. So this episode we're going to be talking about basic flight controls. A little bit about me: I am a private pilot and a flight enthusiast. I am not a CFI, so don't expect that level of training from me. This is for fun and for basic knowledge. To be ready for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, you're going to need to know these basic 7 flight controls. If you already are a flight simmer or a flight enthusiast, you probably already know them, but we're going to go ahead and go over them. The 7 basic flight controls are the following: pitch, roll, yaw, throttle, brakes, flaps, and finally retractable gear. On this Cessna, the gear is fixed, so there won't be any retractable aspect to it, but at the very end of the video I will trade over to an airplane that does have retractable gear. Now, to understand the uses of all these, pitch and roll are to control the airplane. So for pitching, when you pull back, it goes up. When you push down, it points down. So that's what pitch is for. And roll is for turning. So if we push it to the left, then it starts turning to the left. If you push it to the right, then it starts turning to the right. Now, as you can see with roll, unlike a car, you turn the wheel just for a moment and then get it neutral once you're in the turn, and then push it the opposite way to get out. A lot of beginners make the mistake of using yaw for turning. So yaw points the nose in another direction. So I'm going to point the yaw to the right, and it kind of pushes to the right, but that's not going to accomplish a turn like we want. You can kind of do it. It'll achieve the goal, but not very well. You want to actually roll the airplane to turn like this. So a lot of people get pitch and roll. It's how you go up and down, left and right, but they don't understand yaw because you're told yaw turns your nose left and right. Well, that's the same as roll. So what's the difference between roll and yaw? Well, roll actually tilts the wings left and right. And while you're on the ground, we can't really tilt the wings left and right to steer. Instead, we have to point the nose left and right. And that's what yaw does. So I'll go ahead and show you right now. I'll go ahead and try to roll left and right. As you can see, nothing's happening. But if I did it with the rudder or the yaw, we do go left and right. So for now, all you need to know is yaw controls left and right movement on the ground. That's pretty much the only time that you need to use it. There are other advanced reasons to use it, for instance, wind and coordinated turns, but that's something that you really don't have to worry about in a flight simulator. Throttle is a very simple concept. It is the gas pedal for an airplane. However, it's not actually a pedal. As you can see here, moving it forward and back, this is the throttle. And it's not something that you have to continuously press down. You set it and you leave it and it stays there until you move it again. Now, obviously to take off, you want to be going full throttle. Coming in for landing, a lot of times you'll be all the way to near idle by the time that you land. In landing, I am often in idle before I touch down. The next control surface are flaps. And flaps extend from the wing. As you can see, they come down. And ultimately what they do is they slow down the airplane as well as produce more lift. So what exactly does that mean? As you're flying along, if you bring the flaps down, your airplane is going to go up, but the speed is going to go down. So I'll go ahead and kind of show you what exactly that means. When we take off, we usually want about half flaps. So there we are right there. And the reason we do that is because it's going to help us get off the ground faster. Alright, here we are taking off. And you can see we're going up pretty quick. If I add more flaps, we're going to slow down but also go up more. I added a little bit there, you can see. I'll add more, we'll go up a little bit more. But we are going pretty slow. So now I'm going to retract the flaps. And you're going to see that we kind of drop a little bit, which I'm going to adjust with pitch. But we also are going to speed up as well. So here we go. It's a little bit of a dip, not too much, but the airplane is starting to go faster. So the reason you use flaps are to produce more lift, which is the upwards motion. And that's going to be during takeoff and landing. So now I'll go ahead and turn around and we'll make a landing. Alright, here we are coming in for a landing, and we'll go ahead and retract those flaps. You'll see that we float a little bit more, which is kind of the purpose. It slows us down while allowing us to float. And when we land, we use full flaps. And we come in and just hover right above the surface. That sounded like it was hard, but I felt like it was way better than that. But there you go, that's what flaps are for. Now the final thing to consider are brakes. And actually, airplanes have toe brakes, which are connected to the left and right wheel. So you can use one brake and not the other. Here I'll use both at the same time. And as you can see, you slow down. I'll use the right toe brake, and it'll pull me to the right. I'll use the left toe brake, it'll pull me to the left. So if you're trying to turn but you're not turning fast enough, you can hit that toe brake and you'll turn even faster. If you don't have the rudder pedals, then you can just go ahead and toggle the brakes. That's probably the best way to go about it when you land. Have the toggle brakes button programmed. Hit that, and it will just slow you down altogether. Another brake is the parking brake. This can be something that's very frustrating. A lot of people will get on the runway, auto-populate there, and they'll be turning on the power, going full throttle, and nothing is happening. Well, likely your parking brake is on. So programming the toggle parking brake is very important because you hit that toggle parking brake and the parking brakes will turn off, and then you can go ahead and take off. Alright, here we are in a King Air, and as you can see, we don't have any gear or wheels on the airplane. That's because this airplane has retractable gear. So as soon as you take off from the airport, you go ahead and bring those wheels up. And then when you come into land, you bring those wheels down. Now, this is a very simple one. You can program just one button, which would be toggle gear, or you can program two buttons, which would be gear down or gear up. So I have two buttons for this. The first one is just gear down, which I'll hit now. As you can see, the wheels come out and you are ready for landing. Now, bringing your wheels down or your gear down actually does slow you down a little bit. It produces some drag. So once you take off, you do want to bring them back up. So I'll go ahead and hit gear up. And there goes the wheel, and our speed will increase. The next thing we're going to talk about is programming your gear. Now, if this is the first time you're playing a flight simulator, I highly suggest purchasing a little bit of gear. Now, the reason for that is pitch and roll are something that you really want to have a stick, a yoke, or a console controller like an Xbox controller for. Because if you're trying to control pitch and roll with the mouse or with keyboard buttons, it's just a nightmare. If I had to do that, I wouldn't play flight simulators. It's not fun. So hop on Amazon or wherever, and it doesn't have to be anything nice. Find the cheapest stick, the cheapest yoke, or the cheapest Xbox controller you can find, and make that the first part of your flight simulator purchases. It will make it that much better. Now, if you're new to flight simulators, you may be wondering, hey, he keeps on saying program the button. I don't understand what that means. So once you get into Microsoft Flight Simulator, there will be a controls panel, probably be in the menu. You click on that control panel, it'll bring something up like this. It's not exactly the same, but it will have the same functions. So you will have to kind of decipher it a little bit, but seeing this will help you understand it in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So for roll, as you can see, we have it set here, and this is on my Thrustmaster stick. You will want to program that in. Just go into roll, and I guess you can't really see this, but I am moving the stick left and right. That's how I know this is the roll section. Now I'm moving the stick back and forward. I know that that is pitch. So I'm going to go ahead and select pitch. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring up another page, which is my Thrustmaster. And my Thrustmaster actually does have the pedals as well. So I'm going to move my pedals from side to side, and you can see that's bringing up yaw. So if you move the pedals side to side and you see this moving, then that means you need to set yaw. And when you push the right toe forward, it should go to the right. When you push the left forward, it should go to the left. Now also, I have the brake set here. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. I'm clicking down or pressing down my left toe brake. So left toe brake is set there. Now I'm pressing down my right toe brake. And here it is here. So if it was something else, you need to click in here and make it the right toe brake or the left toe brake or the yaw. All right, now we're on to the gear and flaps. I do have flaps set, as you can see right here. Flaps up a notch, flaps down a notch, and I have that programmed in for this button and this button. I also have gear up, gear down, and that's set for this button and this button. You can put it anywhere. It can be on your keyboard. It doesn't matter. Just program it in and know where you need to push when it comes time for that. The next one is throttle. I have my black stick on throttle right here. When it is pushed all the way forward, the propeller should be moving the fastest. When it's pulled all the way back, the propeller should be moving the slowest. If it is the inverse, you just need to come in here and click on the reverse axis, and that will fix that. Now I actually do have toggle brakes max effort programmed into a specific button. It's this button right here. So say I didn't have my foot pedals connected, I could click this button and it would do the brakes max effort, which when I come into land, it would slow me down. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. This was a Preparing for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 video where we talked about basic flight controls. If you do have any question, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you disliked it, hit that dislike button and tell me why you didn't like it. This is one of the first videos that I've done, so I'm sure that I have plenty of work to do. I will be doing lots and lots of videos as Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 comes out. Lots of how-tos as well as exploring the world and joining some events. Should be a lot of fun. This is Captain Clint, and I'll see you next time. Oh, I almost forgot. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button.